Hello everyone, myself Shweta Mannikeri, working as an assistant professor in Government First Grade College, Bangapet, in Computer Science Department. Operating system is a very interesting topic introduced for BCA third semester for Bangalore North University. In previous sessions, we discussed about operating system, its types, its objectives, and structure of operating system, components of operating system, and services provided by the operating system. Let us understand a small summary over the operating system. Operating system, as we know, is a system software, the software which is present in the system itself. And application software is the software which is used for particular task or application for the user. Operating system manages all the computer hardware such as CPU, memory, disk drives, file system, printer, scanner. All these resources are under the control of the operating system. It's also called as a resource manager. How the bank manager manages all the activities within the bank, like that operating system has a entire control over the computer hardware. It provides a kind of interface to computer hardware and the user, because user cannot have direct access to all these computer resources. The operating system provides whichever resources needed by the user programs or application programs. There are many kinds of operating system available in the market. The MS-DOS, this is also called as a disk operating system. It's one of the earlier operating system. Later, Microsoft company developed the Windows operating system, Unix and Linux. Linux is the freeware, is also called as an open source operating system. MS-DOS is a single user operating system. Only one user can have access to the system. Windows, Unix, Linux will provide multi-processor or multi-tasking and multi-user operating system. The main objectives or goals of the operating system to convenience, efficiency, and ability to evolve. The user, without the knowledge of the computer hardware, he can access any kind of resources efficiently, and he should not feel any difficulty to access the resources. If the user want to type any of the document, if you want to use the printer or scanner or display the output on the monitor, without the knowledge of the computer hardware, he can use efficiently. Efficiency is also vital role to utilization of the resources. The main goal or objective of the operating system to allow uh, effective use of all the resources and ability to evolve. It provides development, testing, and introduction of new hardware or new system software will be under the control of the operating system. There are different types of operating system as we studied in previous sessions. Batch operating system, multi-programming, time-sharing, real-time operating system, and distributed operating system, and parallel operating system. Batch operating system is one of the simplest operating system where the jobs with the similar needs will be grouped together to perform a specific task. Each process will be processed in the first come first serve fashion. It also has some of the advantages and disadvantages. In multi-programming operating system, as the name itself suggests, more than one program resides in the main memory at the same time. Here, CPU switch from one process to another process whenever the process requests for any kind of input-output devices. Time sharing operating system, here it's a execution or uh, evolution of the multi-programming operating system. Here Each process will be provided with the time slice to work with the system. Real-time operating system is also very effective in present scenario. Real-time operating system works with the actual time. For computer games, traffic lights, signals and all, we will use the real-time operating system. Distributed operating system basically used in the network environment when there is a data should be shared between the multiple users. Parallel operating system is also very effective use of the programs. Operating system provides some of the components such as process management, main memory management, file management, and input-output system management, secondary management, networking, providing proper protection to the system and act as a command interpreter. In the process management concept, the operating system should decide which process to execute first and which one should execute later. And also allocation of main memory as a RAM to the process whenever it requests for the main memory. That is also handled by the operating system. If the file should be stored for a longer time, it should be stored onto hard disk. The file management is also very important component of the operating system. When a program is executing, it requests for the input-output devices. These devices will be provided by the operating system. And whenever program should be stored onto secondary storage, management is also one of the important component of the operating system. Networking, providing protection and act as a command interpreter. Whenever user types any of the command, it will be interpreted by the operating system. Not only the components, operating system provides some of the services as user interface, program execution, input-output operation, file system management, communication, error detection and handling, protection, and command interpreter and resource management. It all operating system provides with the user interface. There are basically two kinds of interface. One is graphical user interface or character user interface. The efficient execution of the program will be taken care by the operating system. Input output operation, whenever the program requests for any kind of resources such as CPU, memory, printer, scanner, it will be provided by the operating system. File system management, communication between the two processes is also taken care by the operating system. Many times execution of the programs comes across with the different kinds of errors. Errors may occur in CPU, memory or file system. These kind of errors will be detected and handled by the operating system. Operating system provides protection over the unauthorized user by giving username and passwords. It also acts as a command interpreter and resource allocator. It's also called as a resource manager. Whenever a process requests for any kind of input-output devices, it depending upon the availability of the resources, it will provide the resources. Operating system structure will have two kinds of structure. One is a DOS simple structure. It's not divided into different modules. It has a limited functionality. It's seen basically in the earlier operating systems. Unix system structure is having the layered structure, and basically it is used in the Unix operating system. This is also had a limited structuring, and here it comes with the two things: system programs and kernel. System programs are the utility programs for the execution of the helpful for the execution of the programs. Kernel is the part of the operating system, provide different kinds of functionality and like file system management, CPU scheduling, memory management, and other operating system functions. As we studied in the earlier, system call act as an interface between the user programs and the operating system. Basically, these kind of system calls are the kind of instructions or routines given to the kernel to access the hardware resources. Typically, these system calls are written in a higher level languages by using the C or C++. Most of our application program interface such as Microsoft Word, text editor, any kind of application programs we have to access with the by calling these system calls, and these will helpful for to communicate with the operating system. There are different kinds of system calls: process control, file management, device management, information maintenance, and communication. This process control system calls creating of files, deleting, setting up of attributes, closing of the files, etc. File management system calls will helpful for the file manipulation, creating of the file, deleting of the file, getting setting and read write permission to the file. And device management system calls will helpful for the requesting of the device, attaching, detaching of the files. Information maintenance system calls will helpful for the communication between the two processes on the same machine or on the different machines by sending messages or by using the shared memory area. Communication occurs between the two processes or between the two users. Here communication, basically we are concerned about the communication between the two processes. That is also provided by using different kinds of system calls. System programs are the utility programs that will helpful for the in program development and execution. For example, compilers, assemblers, disk drives. These are the different kinds of system programs that will help for the complete execution of the program. File manipulation, status information, file modification, programming language support, program loading and execution, communication, application programs are the different kinds of system programs. File manipulation system programs will help to manipulate the file, creating of the file, deleting of the file, closing of the file, setting attributes to the file. Status information system programs will help to know the system date, time, availability of the free space in the hard disk, availability of the main memory, etc. File modification is concerned about the content of the file. By using different kinds of text editor, we can modify the content of the file. System programs also provide environment for a proper execution of the programming language. For example, C, C++, Java, etc. Once the application or any kind of program completes its compilation, it should be loaded into main memory by using the different kinds of loaders, and they will be properly executed by the CPU. Communication between the two processes or communication between the users by sending the messages or by using different kinds of application programs. Virtual machine takes the layered approach to its logical conclusion, and it treats hardware and the operating system kernel as they were all hardware, but it's a kind of illusion over the virtual realistic. Thank you. Thank you, DCA, by giving me this opportunity.